The concept is, I guess, in medicine as well as a lot of other topics, is you have to retain a lot of factual information, and how do you go about retaining large volumes of information? And an obvious answer to that is sort of flashcards, sort of testing yourself, testing other people. And then I think one day when I thought about it, I thought I'm starting to see people rack up with thousands of handwritten flashcards, and I just thought, don't fancy writing all of those. If your job is to make 6,000 flashcards, you've got to do it quite quickly, and mistakes might creep in, that kind of thing. But if you only have a much smaller amount to make and you're contributing to a team, there's sort of that thing is if we all try to work together, then the standard sort of pushes itself up by itself. What we did was we just set up a team of about 10 or 20 people, sort of divided up the work and created electronic flashcards. So each person would have something that a module or something they're creating flashcards for, and then that would be shared online, and then anyone in the whole course could access the flashcards regardless if they'd made them or not. The very first flashcards were made on a different program, but my friend in my tutor group persuaded me this program called Anki was something that was really great for it, because he'd used it to learn Japanese. Obviously people learn in different ways, and it's not something that's going to be for everyone, but a lot of people like the idea of having flashcards that are checked, they're good quality. You can use them on your computer, you can use them on your phone, you can do flashcards on the bus without carrying a big wad of flashcards around with you. And then there's also this idea of, it's called spaced repetition, whereby you rank how difficult you found the flashcard. So a flashcard will come up and it will say easy, medium or hard, and depending on how you rank it, the program itself will use an algorithm to decide when you next need to see the flashcard. It will say, you've answered this 3 times, you don't need to see it for 3 weeks, and then in 3 weeks time it will come back, and it will, judging on your answers, it has an algorithm, which Charlie probably might know more than I do about, that decides when you should next see the flashcard in order to maximise your retention.
So the emphasis is on focusing on the cards that you're weaker at, rather than spending all the time going over things you're good at. So the idea is that if you keep doing all of them at the schedule that sets you, you should be able to there's a 90% chance that you'll get the given number of flashcards that you've been working on correct.
And just one more thing about that is how it ends up working is, so now I've been doing flashcards for 3 or 4 years, my flashcard will come up and I won't need to see it for a couple more years. So it's like really programmed into my long-term memory, and I won't have seen this flashcard for a year, but because of how the spacing's been working, I don't need to see it for another 2 years, say, and it's that sort of trying to embed in long-term memory.
The responsibility is on the user to be honest when they're using it, and if you're not honest, you're going to start giving false feedback, and then the reality is you're not going to actually know it. And I've learned that the hard way, I think. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I do that all the time, yeah. Overall, it was, very successful, and, created quite a great piece of work, yeah. We made about 6,000 in the first year. And then we handed it down, and then a student in the year below sort of revised the flashcards quite heavily. Probably in his 4th year now, I guess, being passed down.